Hi, Farron. Hi, Maya's Reading Corner. We're here, and Dan's just helping me get some grapes off of the stems. Yeah, we're going to be making a little grape and cheese galette from some leftover. I had I've been making a lot of charcuterie boards because it's been warm for the summer.
Too warm to cook.
Too warm to cook lately. So I had some leftover grapes and some cheese, and we're heading out of town a little later this week for a few days, as Farron knows. And so I thought it would be nice to just get through some of the things that are in our fridge. So I have some camembert and some gruyere, both of which are naturally lactose free or pretty close to it. And so I can eat them as cheeses go. And I'm going to combine them with some grapes and cook them in like a little galette thing. How's everybody doing? Hi.
I can help read the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, how's everyone's Labor Day so far if you are celebrating?
Yeah, and like happy summer. I feel like it's been since beginning of August since we've seen everybody. So I hope you've all had like a little bit of downtime and summer vacation-y time, which is always nice. Hopefully, fingers crossed for you.
Default user wishes everybody a happy Labor Day, but with various the English and American stuff.
Day.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Liz. Nice default user.
Oh, that just reminded me. I have a client that's in England, and I think I said I would send them something today and forgot that it was a national holiday. I'll send them a message. I'm sure they know. I'm sure that they didn't forget. I just forgot it wasn't Sunday. We were just in Nova Scotia recently, which was really nice. We had a great time. We ate some lobster rolls, which were very tasty. And what else did we have? What did we do while we were there?
We were in New Brunswick, and we went to a really tasty German restaurant.
There's a German restaurant in New Brunswick that we really like. It's like the German restaurant in New Brunswick. It's in like the Sussex area. If you Google just like German restaurant New Brunswick, Canada, it's the one that will come up.
It's a very
it's a great spot.
Joy-inducing place. And then we went and I don't know. We hit a lot of the good spots. We went to the old Triangle.
We went a lot of places in Halifax that we really love. There's a pub called the Old Triangle that we like that's been there forever. That's like a maritime little mini chain. There's one in PEI, there's one in New Brunswick, and then there's one in Halifax. And there might be one in Newfoundland also. Yeah. I'm not sure.
We got our fish and chips fix. We didn't do donaires this time.
Yeah, no donaires. Donaires are a Halifax specialty in terms of my hometown. Donaire is like a doner. Doner kebab kind of thing, doner kebab, but it is the Dartmouthified version. It was invented by a guy in Dartmouth, which is part of Halifax, which was the sister city of Halifax / part of the Halifax Regional Municipality. I feel like this is a very niche thing to be talking about, but
it'd be a fun thing to make actually in one of your videos.
Yeah,
the sauce
I feel like many have tried
sweet and garlicky.
You have succeeded in terms of like reproducing the donaire outside of Halifax, but it would be worth a shot. It basically has this sort of sweet sauce that sounds disgusting, and not everyone likes it, but it's definitely like great food if you've had a long night out or anything like that. I'm just cutting some grapes in half because I'm going to be making, I said this just as we were starting the stream, but I'll say it now. I'm going to be making a roasted grape and cheese galette. I had some extra pie dough laying around. I had some grapes and some camembert that needed using up, so I thought this would be a great way to kind of put them to use in a tasty way.
What makes a galette different than a normal pie?
A galette, which also has an Italian name that I don't remember, but it's like galette is the French name for it. But it's like basically like a freeform pie where like you, instead of putting it in a pie crust tin or pan, you just sort of like roll it out and then fill it and then fold it over itself.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. It's very easy to do. It's definitely like an easy way to use up some pie crust if you're feeling it's sort of like loosey goosey. It's sort of the fun way.
It's like a pie pouch,
yeah.
a pastry pouch.
Yeah, it's sort of like I feel like to me it's like a more relaxed pie, and you can kind of do a lot with it. You can put in a lot of people like fruit and cheese ones, but you can do just fruit. You can do like savory ones. I made a butternut squash one last year that was really good at one point. I usually do like caramelized onions in them. I'm not doing that this time just because I didn't get around to making caramelized onions and it takes like 50 minutes. So I'm not going to make you sit while I do that.
Like other types of pies, you can do it sweet or savory.
Yeah, totally. I am a fan. All right, I'm going to grab my pie crust, I think. No, I'm not. I'm going to chop my cheese first.
Default user, this is their second live stream of the day. The first one was the hockey guy.
The hockey guy, who's also Canadian, right? I feel like you've mentioned him before, and other people have mentioned him to me also, and I keep saying I'm going to watch his channel and then forgetting about it. So,
what was his or her live stream about? I guess it's the hockey guy. So presumably his. Well, what was the hockey guy's live stream on today?
I wonder.
Dan,
can you write down to remind me to watch the hockey guy while I shop? Is that an unreasonable request? I don't know where my phone is. Oh, it's over there. I can actually do that in a minute.
Hockey guy's from British Columbia. Wait, write down what? Sorry?
Just to remember the hockey guy's name so that the next time we're looking for a YouTube video to watch.
I'll add it to our to-do list.
Yeah. So this is some camembert. I just had like half a wheel of camembert left over in the fridge from a picnic last weekend. And I thought it would go great with this. And I have some fresh thyme here. And 2 different kinds of grapes because we had some of these like lovely big red grapes left over, but not enough to really fill anything. So I also have these like little grapes from Long Island that were on sale at the farmer's stand near here. Wait, I'll actually come closer and just show you because I've been looking into like how to do the switching. These are like the little guys. I've been looking into how to switch between devices, but it's just not something I have figured out how to do yet. These are the red ones that I have. You know, this kind of grape. You've seen them. They're seedless. All of these are seedless just for the eating experience of a pie. And then camembert and fresh thyme. Beep.
I think you said this, but camembert is very low lactose, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Rose told me that one time, and it seems to have worked that I can eat it for the most part. Because the bacteria in the cheese like eats the lactose over time. So like the older and funkier a cheese is, the more of the lactose the bacteria has eaten and turned into lactase, which is what's in a lactate pill. So it basically is its own lactate pill if there's any lactose left, in theory at least. And then for sort of dressing up my galette, I have some olive oil.
Ooh, the fancy.
Yes, the fancy Garcia de la Cruz olive oil.
It's our favorite olive oil.
Our favorite. It really is.
It really is our favorite olive oil.
It sounds like we're joking, but really, we do love them.
Find it if you.
They're at Whole Foods. And then I've got pepper and salt, of course, salt and pepper, if you will. And then I have this Thai hot honey that I've been using on everything lately. I'm really kind of obsessed with it.
You just did, in fact, was it your last video you did?
Yeah, the last live stream we used this also. Sorry, I'm just obsessed with it. Here, I'll also bring this closer so you can see what it is I'm talking about. It's by a company called Kin D that's based out of Chiang Mai in Thailand. They're more like a Thai goods importer. They have a lot of different foods that they bring in. And this is one of them. I really like this. It's a Thai longan flower hot honey, so it uses Thai chilies. So it's got a really good heat as like a pre-made hot honey goes.
It's been featuring heavily in our house since that video.
Yeah.
We've not only recreated that dish, but we put it on toast. We put it on like salads. I don't know, like all sorts of things. It's really delicious.
And then to supplement my camembert, I'm also going to I almost said shave. What am I looking for? Shred. Grate a little bit of this Gruyere cheese I have, which is Le Gruyere. It's like the official Gruyere from Switzerland, which is very tasty. I happened to meet a lady who works for them at the food conference I went to earlier this year. Do you know where
should be in there on the right? While you're looking, in there, or if not, it would be maybe in the butcher block drawer. Is it there?
In the...
I don't think so.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is? Oh.
But this is a clean
freshly
dishwasher.
Freshly
this is actually probably the first time you've gotten to see inside the dishwasher also.
Featured probably. Yeah.
Our best friend dishwasher here.
Oh, Vanessa Kitty says hi.
Hi.
Welcome Vanessa.
I'll just dry this off real fast. But so I'm just gonna grate some of this Gruyere. This is their like classique, which is like actually I have information on this Gruyere cheese here. They very kindly sent me some cheese, so I tasted it. It was delicious. This is the classic one is aged for 6 to 9 months, and it's sort of a soft and refined taste. I also have like a reserve one that's a little more old and funky and nutty.
Weren't you saying that Gruyere is sort of like champagne and that it has to be like cows from a specific region?
Well, so Gruyere like you get at the grocery store, there's like a lot of different Gruyere, like people use the name to mean a lot of different cheeses, like the style of cheese, but officially there's actually a place in Switzerland called Gruyere. that like has their own. It's like an AOP, which is just like champagne is. It's basically like the name means something, you know, or like in Italy, there's a lot of different like domains around there's like a whole pizza council. You know about this. We know about this. But
pizza council.
Yeah, there is. Like in like Naples, I want to say, like Neapolitan pizza is like there's like a council that oversees to make sure you're making the correct pizza. Anyway, Gruyere basically has the same thing, but for like Gruyere cheese officially from Switzerland. I just learned this recently, and now I'm eating the cheese, and I have to say, it was pretty good.
If I lived in a town famous for its cheese, I probably would be waddling around that town.
I know. This would be a recipe for disaster for me. Although again, apparently low lactose or naturally lactose free. But yeah, I guess there's like all sorts of things like the cows aren't allowed to walk, or like the milk isn't allowed to go more than a certain distance from cow to like vat and stuff like that. It's neat. All right, there, some cheese shreds. Is anyone saying anything?
Vanessa's hailing seems from Connecticut. So welcome from Connecticut, tri-state, respect.
Yeah, not so far.
And then Orville's here. How are you?
Hey!
For folks that are celebrating this weekend for the long weekend, what have you been up to? Anything? Barbecues, beach, hiking? And for folks for who this is like a normal Monday, how was your Monday so far? So what are you doing now?
All right, so right now, thanks for emceeing for me, Dan. I just swallowed my own spit.
Classic.
I'm just going to toss my grapes in some salt and vinegar and olive oil so that they get like a more like proper roastiness, roastosity.
Does that?
And I'm going to put some of the thyme in with them.
Is there any like reaction that happens from salting them?
It's basically like what I'm gonna do is just like make sure that they're sort of more evenly covered with like oil and salt. So I've never made a galette this way. I saw on the internet that other people have done this, and I've roasted grapes before, which I really liked. I am a little nervous about how much liquid is going to come out of them, so I'm going to do what some people on the internet recommended and put the cheese down on the bottom and then the grapes on top, so it hopefully doesn't like get a layer of cheese before the grapes, so it doesn't create a soggy bottom. Yeah. We're learning together on this one.
That's smart. That's a good idea.
Thanks.
I imagine grapes are among the more juicy fruits, which is maybe why you don't see too many grape pies. But the galette and the cheese in the bottom is a clever structure.
It's like I said. I was like, I have the most brilliant idea. No one's ever thought of this before. Oh, it's time to be real. I'm gonna do it. Anybody else on Be Real? Anybody else trying to recapture their youth? Wait for it. Now I'll give it a second. Oh, there we go. Okay.
She's done it. All right, let's see. So default user is just hanging out at home. Family didn't plan anything. That's, sometimes laying low is really nice. We purposely laid low.
Yeah, that was our whole. If anything, I think we laid less low than we intended to. We really said we were going to do nothing this weekend.
And we did a little bit of stuff. Yeah. At Gunkwood Beach, just out by high tide. That sounds lovely though. And Vanessa is smoking pork spare ribs over Applewood tomorrow. Ooh,
that sounds good.
That sounds really good. How long do you do that for, Vanessa? I guess at least 24 hours if you're already doing it for a meal tomorrow. Low and slow, I guess.
Low and slow. That's the way for barbecue. So right now, just so everyone knows, I'm just tossing the grapes in olive oil, salt and pepper, and then I'm also adding some of my fresh thyme. I'm gonna keep like one of the sprigs whole just for like the aesthetics, but mostly I'm putting it in the grapes.
This is probably the dumbest question that anyone has ever asked.
No, there's no dumb questions, only dumb actors.
Sorry,
that's a stupid joke. I've been making that to myself. I myself am an actor sometimes, so I'm allowed to say that.
What are you getting out of like fresh thyme that you're not getting out of dried thyme, which is the most of the way
I would say it's like just a little bit like fresher and more herbaceous. Like the dried thyme just is like a little. It just is a little less punchy to me. And like this, you get a little bit more of like there's like, smell? I'll just the best way to find things out is usually just to do it.
It does.
Sorry, I'm reaching over your head because there's a spice rack right behind you. See? And then this is the dried thyme. They'll smell the same, but you can kind of like this one kind of has like an alfalfa. You know, like dried alfalfa has that smell.
Yeah.
If you're on like a farm, whereas this is like a little more like leafy, just a little more fresh and springy, I guess. Summery. I don't know. Personal opinion. I think thyme of all the herbs is probably the one that you get the least out of having fresh versus. Like I think like fresh rosemary makes a huge difference over like dry or like cilantro, parsley, dill.
That makes a lot of sense.
A lot of those are like really a different ingredient when they're dried. Thyme is pretty similar, but we happen to already have fresh, and it is. I think it's nice. It just has just like a little bit more grassiness and a little less of like that dried herb feeling, and there's like more of the like oil that like.
And I guess as a garnish too, you really can't do dried thyme.
There would be no point aesthetically speaking.
Yeah.
To dried thyme. Does anyone else have anything to add?
Well, so in response to the question I asked Vanessa about how long she's cooking the pork spare ribs, 3 racks takes about 4 to 6 hours, and then wrapping at the 3-hour point. So it seems like my mouth is watering Pavlovny style. The mention of spare ribs, that sounds great. Orville asks, would you eat the most spicy chip ever?
Yeah, I've tried.
What is the most spicy chip ever?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's like a lot of famous like extreme spice. This is my galette. Here, I'll bring it closer to you so you can see it better.
I can tell the
Yeah. This is the pie crust. I rolled it out and now it's been in the fridge for a little bit. So it should be ready to become a galette. Yeah. We'll see. I want it like pliable enough that I can fold it, but not like so soft that the butter's gonna run out and stuff like that. This is this is the same pie crust that I made for the tortilla video that I did with Chef Frank. It just it's been in the freezer ever since.
Do you want to reveal the science experiment we're sort of doing?
It definitely was not fully defrosted as of an hour ago. I had tried to defrost it by taking it out earlier today, but it was just like I took it out this morning. It was just still rock hard. It was like because I put it in the fridge thinking that like 12-ish hours would be enough. It was not. It wasn't even close. It was like rock hard. So we did a lot of things to try and get this to be defrosted enough for this moment. And I think it worked, but like if the pie crust ends up looking a little funky, I was just gonna blame it on having been in the freezer for several months, but also could be my fault.
I think if it works, you should put it on your website. Emergency pie defrost.
Yeah, someone like people need to know because I was Googling it. I was like, how to defrost pie crust fast. And the internet was not giving me a lot. So the first thing I'm doing is also sprinkling some Gruyere on the bottom. And I'm gonna maybe put like a little layer of olive oil too, like you do with pizza dough. Is that crazy? Maybe it's crazy.
I don't know. I've got nothing to offer beyond what you are the one with the more knowledge.
I think it'll be fine. I'm not super worried. Even though they're juicy, it's not gonna be like a crazy like explosion, hopefully. I think it should be like they should hold together for the most part.
I've missed this before, but another, I think, herb that was recommended to have fresh versus dried default user posted basil, which totally I agree.
Definitely.
Basil is very different.
Broadly, I think herbs and citrus are something where everyone always says this, and I remember when I was like fresh out of college and incredibly broke, and everyone was like, "It'll change your life to have fresh herbs and lemons." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's $10 I don't have." But I will say that now having the $10, I feel very strongly that they do make a big a level up once like if it's the first thing that you're choosing to like spend a little extra dollars on, those really make a big difference.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can plant basil.
True. Yeah, you get one basil plant, and if you're really wily about it, you can keep it alive for. I have never been significantly wily. I have managed to keep them alive a few months at most for the most part. But we also don't have really outdoor space. All right, I'm putting some camembert down, and then I'm gonna put my grapes on top, and then I'll put a little more camembert. I'm trying to like keep it pretty.
So you're just doing a layer here.
Yeah, I'm just doing a layer of grapes basically. I'll reel these in once they're sort of like.
There's additional sort of back and forth on the spicy chip conversation.
Oh yeah. Wait, we started talking about this, but I got distracted by something.
So Orville found one which is made with ghost pepper.
Oh, hot damn.
Which is very spicy.
I think I'm definitely guilty of spice hubris. Dan has said this to me before, and I think that he's probably right.
Everyone likes to think that they can eat spicier foods, and maybe they can. I think we've all been there. You eat something that's a little too spicy, and then the wind gets knocked out of you. Vanessa says, I have some Carolina Reaper seeds. That Vanessa sounds also delicious, and also way too spicy for a typical. I went to a hot sauce festival in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. And
Dan, you should come in when you're talking. Show the people your beautiful face.
That's great. I went to a hot sauce festival where they had stations of sauce with each of those types of peppers in them. And I got to sample a lot. A lot of it was delicious, but I also heard a lot of people suffering in and around the area. And they had support staff roaming the aisles with bottles of whipped cream to spray into people's mouth when people looked like they were having meltdowns from the spice level. Yeah,
I think that I can handle a lot of spice because I can handle like some kinds of spice, but like I feel like I can have like cayenne type heat, and then I can have like Thai chili type heat. But like there's a lot of different kinds of heat, and they don't all hit you the same, you know?
Definitely.
Like there was one time I was eating a taco, and it was like I think in in the pulled meat of some sort. You were there for this, but it was like I somehow got like a whole chili.
Yep.
That had been like in the marinade or whatever. Like, but it was just like inside my taco, and I didn't know, and I just ate it, and I was like so sad. Yeah. I mean, I don't remember hiccuping, but I remember that my whole face just started melting. Which like, because again, I have a lot of hubris where I'm like I can eat Thai chilies and not have a big problem, but like whatever that was, I was like uh-oh.
We watch speaking of like other YouTube shows, we watch Hot Ones frequently.
Oh yeah.
It's like a very good I mean, I'm sure folks know about it, but if not, it's a very good and interesting celebrity interview show where they feed the celebrities they're interviewing increasingly spicy levels of hot sauce.
Yeah, I'm just coming over to show you what I've got on my galette now. So yeah, you want to like, ooh. Okay, so I got like the grapes and the cheese, and now I'm just going to basically take the edges of the pie dough and fold it around, and then try and like tighten it up. But it's going to be hard to do it one-handed. But just so you know what I'm going to be doing up close, I'm just going to be like folding these over, and then I'll show you when it's done.
Thomas266 says, "Hi Emily, congrats on level 2 sets."
Hey, thank you so much.
And welcome, Tom.
I'm doing my best and having fun out here. I shot a few new 4 levels videos recently, so those will be coming soon. I can't say what they were yet because it's in my contract, but they'll be really fun ones, I think.
I'll say leftovers did not make it home, which is indicative of a particular
if the production
sign of success.
Everything, then you did a good job. That's like my little behind the scenes feeling, at least.
Yeah, it's a little sad for me, but for the greater good, I'm glad. Let's see. Ocean Sippy. Sorry, I'm probably mispronouncing that. Says there's a Mega Scoville Jelly Baby Challenge as well. And the Lil Nitro trademark brand is 9 million Scovilles, which is, I think, it's got to be like up there with what we see on
Hot Ones. Yeah. Okay, I'm coming back around to show you my now little like packaged up galette pouch of pastry.
Kind of looks like a pizza.
It does. Emotionally, it kind of feels like a pizza meets a pie, because you just kind of like toss stuff on it. I mean, not again like pizza. Some people would say there's very specific things that should be on pizza, but hey, I come from the land that put pineapple on pizza for the first time, so
that's true. Default user first says yay more 4 levels. I also echo yay more 4 levels.
Yeah, I'm stepping out just to grab. I'm going to do a little egg wash on that.
Oh, yeah. And then default user also says Beth did a swap episode with Frank recently. And she hasn't been around, or they haven't seen Beth in a while.
Beth has her own YouTube channel. You should go watch it.
Do you remember what it's called?
It's called something like My Bubby's Kitchen.
Here, I'll find it right now.
Yeah.
I'll type it into the chat.
As
does Frank again, by the way.
Yeah, you probably know this, but Frank also has Proto Cooks. And then Jeff Solomon, who did one of the cocktail episodes that everybody really liked, has his own channel too. Who else? I think Daniel Victor might be starting one, and actually he's going to be on this channel very shortly. And if he is in fact starting one, I'll link to it then also. What am I looking for? I'm looking for.
It's Beth Domino, right?
Yeah, Beth Domino. But it's like I said, it's My Bubby's Kitchen or something like that. Did you find her?
My Bubby's Kitchen.
I'm gonna trim this parchment paper a little also. But yeah, Beth's around. She's a lovely lady, and she's sometimes on Chef Frank's channel too. So if you're missing her, there's lots of ways to find more of her.
I'm doing a bad job of finding it, but I will research it. And yeah, maybe we can post stuff in the chat afterwards.
Yeah, I think that this pastry is still cold enough that I'm just gonna go straight into the oven with it.
Oh.
Sometimes you guys probably know this. You're all pretty smart, but so like if you make a pie and the dough seems like it's starting to get like too warm, you might want to pop it into the oven or into the into the fridge before you put it in the oven for a few minutes, just to make sure the butter is nice and cold so that you get that like flakiness. All right, so we all know what an egg wash is. I'm just gonna crack an egg, mix it up, brush it on top of here, and then I'll put it in the oven for a few minutes. And by a few minutes, I mean 25 minutes. So this is going to be a longer live stream to get to that ending, but we have a side show. Or if you want to like go away and come back, you're allowed. Yeah, we prepared the ingredients to make a hurricane cocktail in tribute to Jimmy Buffett.
Who passed away this week.
Passed away this weekend. So we have things to do in the interim.
Probably why I was wearing that Hawaiian shirt.
Which I really like. Yeah, I actually switched to this leopard print, even though it's not super tropical, but just as like in case we did the hurricane.
Kind of spirit of, Margaritaville.
Yeah, it's in there loosely.
Thomas266 has an 11 million Scoville hot sauce dubbed Psycho Drops, which they got in their eyes. That sounds awful.
Who are you, Johnny Knoxville? What are you doing putting it in your eyeballs? How'd that happen?
That seems like something you might have to go to the emergency room for. But,
call in. We need this story on video.
Hope you're okay.
Type it in the chat.
And Gabby does have her own YouTube channel too. And
yeah, she doesn't really post anything there, I don't think, right now. But yeah, Gabby Chappell also has one. You can definitely find everybody on Instagram too. And a lot of people are on TikTok. Not everybody. And Saul is definitely like very on social media if you're a fan and want to find him.
I'm sure, Thomas, you didn't do it on purpose, but I'm glad you're okay, presumably because you're typing in the chat.
What? It wasn't just a daredevil kind of move, like a. Yeah, I wouldn't have done it on purpose either. I get stuff in my. I'm such a klutz. The other day I dropped my lunch and then stubbed my toe, and I was just like, ugh.
I know you said that everybody knows what an egg wash is, but I actually forgot what it does.
It basically just like makes it more golden brown and like, you know how when you see a pie, it's got that like sheen and it's like a little darker?
Yeah.
That's because of egg washes.
Is it just purely cosmetic, or does it do anything flavor or like structurally?
I'm going to go ahead and say that it's pretty cosmetic. I mean, you can definitely use it to seal stuff if you want to. But this is already like basically, there's no real function here except for that. Like, I mean, to me, a big part of it is also that like, if you don't do this, it doesn't turn that brown, and it makes it a lot harder to know when it's done. You're used to like judging it based on what a pie usually looks like. That's so pedestrian in a lot of ways, but I think that it's just, it works and like it looks pretty. It's like what you want the pie to look like in the end. And again, like functionally you can use it to like glue stuff together. And I mean, I don't know, maybe there's other uses that I didn't go to pastry school,
No, I mean, you're giving them as good an explanation as.
That's why I do it.
Yeah.
For whatever other reasons there are.
Can I ask another question that you may or may not know the answer to?
Sure, hit me.
I would have never just like thought that cheese and fruit would go together. I mean, I guess like on a charcuterie board, maybe, yes. But this isn't the first thing I've seen in life, I guess, where those two have been combined in a pastry. So what is where does that come from, or like what do you want to show that?
Yeah, sure. Why don't I? Oh,
just
I'm gonna put this in the oven for 25 minutes now. Yay! Oh, at 425.
Yes.
A lot of recipes have it at 400 for 35 minutes, but I just thought, I don't know. I'm not baking anything in there. I might as well just like crisp up the, get everything sort of melty and roasty.
No, I got a 25-minute timer on that.
Excellent. Thanks, Dan.
Um,
I'm gonna put these away and then I'm gonna wash my hands.
While you're doing that, let's see. Thomas is continuing to recount the experience of having.
Tell us. Read it to the class. If I did that, I mean me.
So there was milk to wash out Thomas's eyes, but that itself was apparently a tough experience. And it does not work against pepper spray, says Oceanify.
Is it Oceanify?
Oceanify. Yes, sorry. Oceanify. Sorry. Sorry. Oceanify says it does work against pepper spray, but it still stings like the devil.
Yeah.
So it's but because it's basically oil, the best advice is to leave it alone. I have not had that experience, but hope to not.
Hope to never have to.
But you never know. Life takes you in a lot of different.
Yeah. It's funny how life.
Yeah, but any thoughts on like what you're getting out of the cheese and grape, or the cheese and grape, cheese and fruit?
Well, I think it's like sweetness and saltiness kind of go together. Mm. There's like a juicy and dry, like kind of funky and fresh.
The gooey sort of.
Yeah, and like. I mean, yeah, texturally, I guess. I think with grapes and cheese, there's less of a texture difference, but still, I mean, with a pastry, you get like the crunchy pastry.
Oh, yeah.
Plus the like gooey cheese, plus the like kind of fresh herb and fruit. Mm. Right? Yeah, I think so. So some other things I wanted to talk about while we were here. The death of Jimmy Buffett, may he rest in peace. Yeah, we might make hurricanes. And why don't I get the stuff out for that while we wait?
Wow, it's here.
Yeah, and then I wanted to talk about, I saw in the news today that the Guinness World Records has dubbed a new longest living chicken who's currently alive. Her name is Peanut. She lives in the Midwest. I want to say Michigan. Has anyone else seen this? Peanut is 21 years old. She doesn't hold the record for longest living chicken ever because that's held by a different hen that made it to 23. Chickens on average live 5 to 10 years, although there's a lot of things that factor into that. And Peanut had a really sweet story, so I just thought if you haven't seen it, you should look her up.
Where did you read about Peanut?
I saw it. I think it was a Washington Post article, but I don't subscribe to the Washington Post, so then I Googled it. And there's an NPR story that is publicly available.
Yeah. Brianna O'Hare is on the chat.
Hi.
And says that cheese and apples go together really well.
That's right. Yeah, I actually thought about. We used all our cheddar the other day, but we have some apples, and if we'd had cheddar, I would have done an apple and cheddar one.
Yeah.
Because why not? That's another thing. I feel like I've eaten a lot less apple and cheddar together than is like. I mean, it's like a classic combo, but I eat so little cheddar just because of the lactose thing.
Yeah.
That but like I feel like aged cheddar I've been experimenting with. I think it might be still a little high on the lactose scale for. Yeah, it's definitely. I've been. Wishfully thinking my way into eating more lactose, but I don't know that it's really going so well. I'm going to grab the other things. Do you want to?
You need simple syrup and
pomegranate and lime.
Orange.
And the orange.
Yeah.
And the cherries.
Yes. I can step in the meantime, so as not to have dead air. This is from 5 o'clock somewhere, the song, right?
Yeah. We get a hurricane before we can't pay for that.
Yeah, we can't pay for it. Who does Jimmy Buffett sing it with? Alan
Jackson.
Alan Jackson. If you haven't heard it, it's a good song. Emily brought me around to Jimmy Buffett over time.
Yeah, Dan used to not like Jimmy Buffett, but now he's sad that he's dead.
There was a good article in the paper today about how Jimmy Buffett's cultural importance and the fact that he could help people feel like they
Alright,
made
I
it.
texted you this recipe, right?
Yes, I
I've
can
never
pull it.
made a hurricane before. I don't even know if I think I drank a hurricane one time in New Orleans on.
Do
Like,
you need
you can do it on the street.
mixer for it?
Probably. Let's find out together. Has anyone had a hurricane before? Has anyone made it a hurricane before they went insane? That's a lyric in the song, in case you're not a fan.
I have the ingredients list up, but I don't have the full recipe.
Okay, I'll add all the ingredients to a shaker, shake and strain into an ice-filled hurricane glass. Yeah, okay, so yes, I will need the shaker.
Brienne for the apple cheese combo suggests not cheddar, but crumbly cheese, like a
Cheddar?
Yep, and Lancashire or a Wensleydale.
Where's the shaker?
Is it in a dishwasher? I
Is
wonder. Or if it's not, I might have
Oh, it
put
is.
Also
Everything's in the
clean.
dishwasher.
Wow.
That's our most important thing.
2 exposures of the inside of our
Yeah.
dishwasher.
Ooh, oh, symbol of secrets. Do you know where the top is?
It should also be in there.
It is. It's under my tablespoon. And filled with water. I'm gonna rinse it.
Yeah. Oh, and Brienne says Granny Smith apples. We just got pink ladies, which are my favorite. Our local fruit stand had them in stock. So
Oh yeah, there's like a big festival on one of the streets in Queens today that there's like a fruit stand that was selling
all the apples.
all the apples, like $1 a pound apples. So we went for it. Of course we did. Okay.
Default
Shaker?
user thinks they had a hurricane in New Orleans, which would be exactly the place where you.
Yeah, that's like I said. I think that's the only time I've had it. Maybe
New Orleans, like the Keys of Florida, on any sort of boat in international waters.
Yeah, I'm a fool and put the knife in the dishwasher or in the sink.
Can you use a different knife?
I'm just gonna use a different knife and I'll clean up later. Ah! Fresh everything because I put the egg in the sink also.
What kind of glass do you think the hurricane demands?
Well, you were saying the bird glasses before, right?
Oh yeah, which I have. Yeah.
All right. So ingredients: we have passion fruit juice, orange juice, grenadine, an orange and some limes. Moving things around here. White rum, dark rum. Although this actually is Bacardi Gold dark rum. We do have Kraken instead. I don't really know.
Should I grab dark rum just in case? The Kraken just in case.
Yeah. Does anyone know a lot about rum?
If anyone has any suggestions, but I'll run.
Yeah, we'll get both, and then I'll do a quick Google if no one knows. And then I've got simple syrup, and cherries. These are actually bourbon cherries, which is definitely not or rum cherries. Oh no, they're rum cherries. This is perfect. Never mind, I take it all back.
Those are Kraken. And maybe we had this like.
Use up the end of the. Every time I do a cocktail like this, I buy like just the one little thing of rum because I'm like, when am I ever gonna need rum again? And then I end up doing it over and over, which is probably not, in retrospect, financially efficient. But like,
well, I think that
but it comes
was
up
from,
like once a year, you know.
That was from a birthday party or something.
Yeah. All right, orange and limes. I'm just going to cut and squeeze.
Preston Head says, use the Kraken.
Use the Kraken. All right, let's do it. Preston, you got it. Thank you.
As much as we got, at least. I think we can always sign it
Yeah, we
if
can.
we need to.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. All right, let me read this recipe. I mean, it's just shake, but the instruction side is easy. It's it already smells good in here, by the way.
Yeah.
Right? I'm gonna smell that melty cheese and pastry. Okay, 2 ounces of white rum, 2 ounces of dark rum, 2 ounces of passion fruit juice, 1 ounce orange juice, half an ounce of grenadine, half an ounce of simple syrup, half a medium lime juiced, and slice of orange and maraschino cherry for garnish. Again, these are not maraschino cherries, but I'm not gonna worry about that.
I think it's a
I think
appropriate spin.
Cherry to taste is fine. So this only really calls for slices of orange. Should I juice the orange instead of using the pre-made juice, or should I just use?
I use a pre-made juice because.
Fine by me.
Yeah, and but if you want to peel some of the end for a garnish, does it call for that?
Well, it's slices of orange for garnish.
Um,
But we have this whole orange, which I could just juice and we could use it and then save the orange juice.
Up to you.
How many ounces?
2.
1 ounce of orange juice,
Oh,
so
one.
2 total. I'm assuming this is 1 drink. Although, I mean, 4 ounces of rum might be a lot for one human being. Is it? Double it to serve 2. Well.
All right.
Jimmy Buffett demands it. Well, if we don't drink it all, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna juice it and just see how much it makes.
All right. We can garnish with other things.
Well, I can do the.
So you need 2 ounces total. This is our. I don't know. We have been thinking about changing juicers. I think it's sort of on its last legs.
Yeah, this juicer is it's specifically the size of lemons and really doesn't work super well for any other citrus. And then like I like the these guys, the squeezer, the like metal squeezer thing is definitely more efficient than this. But it works. It came into our lives at a time when we needed it, and has done the job dutifully. And then here, this is what I'm going to do. I'll show you. I'm going to cut a slice.
Oh, for a garnish later?
Yeah, this is the garnish. There, boom. Yeah. Rather than just use that, we'll use up this. And then if we need supplemental orange juice, we can just open up the other and have the rest for breakfast tomorrow.
I'd pour that in first because I don't know how structurally sound the juicer is in the bottom.
Is it going?
It might be a little leaky.
Ooh. Yeah,
maybe not leaky, but certainly oozy.
Yeah. Oh, and then another thing I want to talk about. What was it? Halifax, Peanut the Chicken, Jimmy Buffett. There was something else. Oh, I wanted to know what everybody's been watching. We've been watching, I feel like a lot of shows that I love, but don't necessarily recommend. We've watched like 7 seasons of ER over the last like year or so, but like 3 of them in the last few weeks. And then we've been watching the show called Grantchester, which is about like a British vicar in the 1950s who solves crimes. I mean, it's delightful most of the time. I don't know that it's good per se.
And we just started watching Star Wars Ahsoka.
Oh yeah, we just started watching Ahsoka, which Dan is very excited about, and I will become more excited about it as we watch it, probably, hopefully. Mm-hmm. I'm enjoying it, but it's like I didn't watch Rebels, which is like the prequel, like the animated prequel, the cartoon that it's like sort of a continuation of. So it's like I feel like I'm kind of watching the 3rd movie in a series kind of thing. It's like I don't know who these people are. Okay. Cool.
Now pour that in there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start building this thing. Actually, maybe I should cut the lime now just so it's ready to rock when I'm ready.
But remember again the juice
Right, but pour it first. I gotcha. Okay. Should I do 1 cocktail at a time? I feel like this is a small mixer for what it's calling for.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Oh no. Should I maybe move the rest of this into a different unit?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So
how about this
juice? Yeah. Thank you. Just pour the rest into here and then can deal with it later. All right. And then, okay, half a lime. This doesn't have seeds, so maybe I'll just squeeze it in rather than try and use the rapidly deteriorating juicer.
That's wise.
Yeah, sorry this is kind of a long one. I hope people were, like I said, if you need to go to the bathroom and come back, don't worry about it. Like, this is a low pressure situation. It's Labor Day weekend. We're lounging around. We're lounge lizards, baby.
Oceanic says Kraken is good if you want a dark flavor Malibu for coconut flavor.
Oh.
Good to know.
Well, Malibu I'm aware of. I have a very good friend from high school who used to be a Malibu drinker.
Didn't we have like a vanilla rum hiding in our
Oh god, yes. Yeah, so it was like Shipwreck, which I think is actually considered good if you want like a vanilla spiced rum. Yeah. But like it was not what I was trying to buy when I went to the store, and I like asked for a recommendation and they gave me that. They were like, "You're gonna love this," and I opened it and I was like, "No, it's vanilla flavored." Okay, ounce of orange juice, half a lime juice. 2 ounces of white rum. It's not going to be a full ounce.
Should I put ice in, like a big block of ice in our glasses?
Sure. Yeah, you want to fill the glasses with ice? Grab the glasses, fill them with ice?
Yeah. Those really smell good. Default users making a cup of tea.
Ooh, that's much better for your body than what we're about to do to ourselves.
That's true. We don't have to drink the whole hurricane. If it
No.
enough for you.
I think it's called a hurricane for a reason, you know?
Yeah.
Less damage.
What type of tea default user?
I'm gonna do. It's supposed to be 2 ounces of Dutch. This one's very strong, but
Well, it's a hurricane.
I'm gonna
It's not a tropical storm.
like. Well, maybe should we just share one?
Yeah, maybe. Actually,
Like, and just split it between smaller glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
'Cause I think we're gonna
let's do
run
the
out of
big glass
Kraken
because I
anyway.
just.
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, we can get the glass wet. That's fine. And I guess I'm gonna have to split it between this and the Bacardi Gold, which is over here. The hurricane was much less planned. It was when I was a little concerned that the Kaido might not make it to this live stream. We were brainstorming other ideas, and that was what we came up with. All right.
XPYR says, I love Donairs. There's a restaurant here called Donair Dude, so good. And isn't Donair considered Mediterranean food?
Okay, so yes. Yes. So there's like doner kebab, which is like real, like or it's really like, I think it originally came from the Middle East, but it's like broadly has spread and is like souvlaki is sort of like similar to gyro.
I feel like Donair is like
gyro,
historically like Turkish or Greek, and I've seen that there's been some German doner kebabs, but there's a big, obviously, like Turkish population in Germany.
Yeah.
Which there may be some like cultural diffusion there. But do you know who which?
Okay, but then so
yeah, in Halifax.
Donair is like the
A-I-R-D,
sort of bastardized,
right?
DONAIR is the spelling, but is like a bastardized version that they sell in Halifax specifically, where I'm from. That is like basically like an immigrant who like was doing their best, came and was trying to sell doner kebab, and I think it wasn't selling that well, and like someone invented this sauce. I don't know if it was him or some crazed Canadian.
It's like a sweet.
This is my history on this is a little
sauce.
iffy, but you can definitely read about it online. This isn't like an unknown thing, but it's like bar food in Halifax is like the Donair. There's like this place like King of Donair. There's like a chain. There's like, but it's basically gyro or doner kebab, but with like a very specific kind of sweet sauce that you wouldn't otherwise get anywhere else. Yeah. So that's what makes it Donair, which is still very much like at its heart like a doner kebab. And if you just didn't get that sauce on it, it wouldn't be a Donair, and it would also be a lot more like what you probably would eat anywhere else in the world.
Definitely Google King of Donair, though. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a worthwhile experience if you're ever in Halifax. And there's actually, if you know who Nathan Fielder is, of Nathan For You. Oh, is this true? Maybe he went to a pizza place. There was like, he used to work on a Canadian comedy show called This Hour is 22 Minutes, and there's a clip. I think it's a pizza place though, but I think they talk about Donair pizza maybe. But like people eat like, yeah, like they like basically spread it out on pizza with the sauce and stuff. They like people put the Donair meat in egg rolls and then dip it in the sauce. It's like it's taken on a life of its own. Okay, half an ounce of grenadine, half an ounce of simple syrup, and then I'm ready to shake. Some syrup.
And the grenadine is. Do you need me to open this?
Yeah, you want to get that open while I do this?
Is grenadine what you put in Shirley Temples?
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, I bought it to make Dirty Shirley's, the like Shirley Temple at one point, and I did end up making them. And then I was like, oh, maybe I just like a Shirley Temple, and then I also just never opened it. Grenadine is like the real one is made like from pomegranate. Yeah, it's pomegranate juice cocktail mix is what this does. But like people make like real pomegranate molasses and stuff now. I feel like there's been a real renaissance of like people like because the Dirty Shirley was like the drink of the summer a few years ago. Like making your own grenadine became a thing, and because it is like real pomegranate molasses versus like bar grenadine probably is like a different and positively different experience. Okay, I'm gonna put some ice in and shake this. I feel like I made a mess here.
Yes. Sorry, I put ice in the glass instead of your shaker.
Both is good.
Yeah.
Although it is funny that you put one big cube in here.
Yeah.
Because like we might want more ice than that.
Default user says that Rick Bayless talked about tacos al pastor in Mexico that were invented by Lebanese immigrants.
Yeah, that's right.
I love that kind of thing. I think that not only are like foods that are deeply rooted in individual cultures really always delicious. But I love when folks share and trying to adapt things and make something really new and delicious out of really good foundational.
Yeah, I think that it's like one of the great beauties of, this is a very funny thing for me to be doing while saying this, but I think one of the great beauties of like human life is like cross-cultural experiences where they make like new foods get made and like are delicious, and people can enjoy each other and each other's culture and like appreciate how wonderful the world is in all of its diversity. Hurricane. Are we sure this? All right, I'm just gonna go for it.
Good. Yeah, it has a very tropical color. I actually feel like you should. Well, it's perfect. That's perfect. I wonder if you should do a lime garnish instead of an orange garnish, because it would offset the color of the orange.
That's an interesting question. I'm gonna start with the orange because I already just cut it while you were saying that. Because I was only half listening. But then I'm gonna add cherry, which will do that, and then maybe we can also add a lime slice, just because we got one going anyway. Should I make 2 of these? Do you want this whole thing?
Now that I see it, I kind of do want one. I mean, the question is, should we?
Yeah, fair. I mean, we do have work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I'm gonna bring it closer to our friends. Thanks for coming over to our house.
5:22.
Here's your hurricane.
As I see on the clock.
No, it's 5:22 somewhere. Yeah. You want to taste it?
You want me to taste it?
Yeah, taste it. Well, and then I'll taste it too.
Oh man,
Is it good?
Really good.
Uh-oh.
All right.
All right, let me taste it.
All right, I'm getting another. How much longer until the pie is done?
Ooh, yeah, that is good. Dang, it tastes like passion fruit.
We have 3 minutes before the.
How many minutes?
3.5.
Okay.
Is that enough time?
Yeah, totally. Now that I've done it once, I can do it again. But we should. This is all we're allowed to drink tonight.
Yeah.
Take it slow.
Yeah.
Is this safe? I guess it's like having 2 martinis. Like not even. It's like a martini and a half.
Well, you gotta go slow.
Yeah.
That was really tasty.
Again, like really, if you get halfway through and you're like, I shouldn't do this, feel free to stop. I'm gonna see what everybody's saying in the chat. Cheers! Must be nice living with a level 2 chef. Is it? Is it nice living with a level 2 chef?
Lovely living with a level 2 chef.
I do my best. Yeah, it really, because it's like quite a bit of passion fruit juice. Like there's 2 ounces of passion fruit juice in here.
It doesn't feel.
It feels passion fruity.
I was gonna say to the degree that it does have, I guess like what, 3.5 or 4 ounces.
Ounces of liquor.
4 ounces of liquor.
I did a light pour. You know, in a bar setting, they would be like over pouring.
And I think the light pour is perfect. But I think the orange juice and the passion fruit juice and the grenadine really soften it, and maybe it's indicative of the danger.
Yeah, I can definitely. I know now why I'm only pretty sure that I had one walking around the streets of New Orleans.
Yeah. Kristen McCune is on and says she loves passion fruit. It sounds delicious. And she was late and missed what it is. Can you say what we're making?
Okay, so hi Kristen. Happy to say it because welcome. So I have cheese and grape galette in the oven, and while we wait for that, shoot a little more.
Which will be ready in about 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, well, it's 25 to 30 minutes, so we'll check it in 5 or in 3 minutes and a half, whatever you just said, and then go from there.
So, Kristen, we're making a hurricane in honor of Jimmy Buffett who passed away.
Yeah, while we wait for the grape and cheese galette to cook, we're making hurricanes, which are a rum-based drink with passion fruit, orange, and lime. And so I'm squeezing a lime into here right now, although it's kind of hidden behind the grenadine.
Default user says fruity drinks loaded with alcohol can be a killer. That is certainly true. Well, again, go easy.
Yeah.
But it tastes too good to
Guess we'll be eating that whole galette.
Yeah. And then Preston Head says, here comes the story of the hurricane, which is a really good Bob Dylan song. A boxer. So depending on how our heads feel, we'll remember one of those 2 songs.
And ounce of orange juice.
Oceanic Pie says Jimmy Buffett was carrying 2 tequilas in Jurassic Park after the Petrodon attack, or Pterodon attack, which is I do remember that.
Oh yeah,
it's
oh
a
that's
very
actually
famous.
Jimmy Buffett.
It's a very famous Jimmy Buffett cameo.
It's funny because I've seen Jurassic Park several times, and I have been a fan of Jimmy Buffett for a while, but those two things have not. I mean, fan is strong. We matched vibes in some ways. But no, I like the man. I think I don't know his politics. I'm not speaking to. I don't know what his deal was.
The dinosaurs politics?
No,
Jimmy Buffett.
Wow. But I've certainly enjoyed his music, and I don't remember where this was going. Oh, I've seen Jurassic Park a bunch, but I never put 2 and 2 together. That was him.
Highly recommend. That movie's got so many like important, I feel, cultural, big cameos, like stuff that's been recreated over and over again. And no problem, Kristen. We're from between New York and Scottish, Irish, Nova Scotia. I feel like we've got a handle on, or a fairly decent handle on a lot of last names. Kristen was saying that McCune isn't a common name that people.
Oh yeah, I grew up with a lot of people with. Actually, in Nova Scotia, there's so many people with Mick and Mac last names that it's its own section in the phone book. Like MAC is its own section, and then MC is its own section, separate from M, which I always thought was confusing because like there would be M's that would fall outside of that.
Yeah.
Like it would be an MA that should come before the Mac,
Right.
but they would just put it with the other M's.
Yeah.
That's a lot of McEwens, a lot of
I can see why they would want to do that.
Full sheet here.
Thank you for indulging us.
Dan really wanted to make pina coladas, but because we already have a video making pina coladas on here,
which you should check out.
Which you should check out if you haven't seen it. It's like 4 years old probably, but and it probably looks like it was shot on a potato because I probably shot it on my phone. But but it's out there if you want it. All right, and orange.
And the cherry.
And cherry. And then I'm going to check this galette.
Yeah.
A little behind.
Sounds good.
All right, cheers, dears. I'll be right back. And by right back, I mean I'm just turning around and rinsing my fingers.
Let's see what this one is.
That's good. You want to garnish it with some edible gold leaf or silver?
I do not. Yeah. It is delicious.
Oh, I think this looks great, actually. I think this is ready to come out.
Ooh, look at that color. Yep. Here, bring it on over.
Oh, I don't know that I can. It's very hot. You want to bring the computer in here?
Yeah, you can do that.
Come through my kitchen. Wee, welcome. Tilt it down a little further.
Am I getting that?
Yeah. I'll turn my flashlight on so you can. Oh, ooh, it's sizzling. I think that was great.
It's delicious. Yeah. And hopefully it didn't sog through.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, even if it did, honestly, I'm not mad at it. It's an experiment, and I think it'll be delicious. I mean, cheese, grapes, and pastry, you can't really go wrong.
I missaw it. It says Oceanic Pie.
What'd you say? You missaw it? Jurassic World Park, yum. Yes, bubbly. Sorry, I was reading everybody's comments. I recognize I should be talking instead of reading, but yay! Okay, I feel good about this. Yeah, it's definitely like way. I think that the cheese really like cheesed out. Like I feel like it's kind of got that like when you wrap a brie in puff pastry and then it's like liquid inside practically. I feel like that's what's going on here, which is great. I'm gonna clean up a little here, just like clear everything.
Okay, pass stuff to me.
I was just gonna throw stuff in and see if we can deal with it after, but.
It smells really good. It smells like I'm getting the Gruyere and the butter, I think, in the background, and but there's definitely like a I don't know what is like a a baked grape smell. It's sort of like floral in some ways.
Yeah, it's if you haven't tried also just like roasted grapes, it's a really great way to like. This is my entertaining tip for you. Like if you just roast some grapes instead of just serving them straight, or like do like plain grapes and roasted ones, they really kind of class up a charcuterie board, and they taste really good. You just like. You can even just, it actually is really cool if you just like keep it as a whole bunch and just like put olive oil, salt, and pepper on it and then roast it. And it tastes really good, but it also like looks really pretty too. It's got a nice double whammy of like delicious and aesthetically pleasing.
So how are you going to finish it though?
I'm going to pull it forward. I'm going to give it a second to cool while I just move stuff off of
Oh, do you want the
this counter.
cooler? The pie stand?
Not just yet. Just put that down. Just moving things out so I can function. You're not supposed to put knives in a sink in like a regular setting, but in this setting, it's the only place where I'll know where they are and not accidentally stab anybody. In this one particular case, I'm allowing it. Okay, hurricanes, and here's what I've got. I'm going to bring this puppy over. Should I put like a little?
Yes.
That's looking even better, I would say, now than it did before, because it's sort of settling.
It's a really golden brown crust.
And then what I'm going to do to finish it is take some of my hot honey, maybe a little pepper, I don't know if it needs any extra salt. No?
Well, is it going to...
Hot honey, almonds, and pepper? No?
Are you leaning into the savory or the sweet?
Yes.
I was going to say maybe some sugar on that.
No.
No?
I mean, I'm also...
Two roads in a wood.
You're so stuck with... Dan has such a sweet tooth, and I don't. And so yes, we diverge on certain points. All right, so to finish this off, I'm just going to get a little hot honey and drizzle it.
You can be a little more generous with
Totally noted.
And do you want to cut it up with our pizza?
I don't know. It might be pretty hot to cut. I'm not gonna lie.
No, okay.
But we should taste it. So yes, I guess yes.
Why don't you use our Starship Enterprise pizza cutter to slice it into?
Should I almonds or no almonds? Almonds. I'm gonna go some almonds. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, it is. And then, what do you think? Any more salt, pepper, olive oil? No, you're saying no.
I would know.
I'll leave it as is. It probably is already salty enough. Oh, something I started to say earlier while this cools, I'll just give it another second, is that this pie crust is a mix of butter and lard. I was starting to say that it's the one that I used for the tortilla also, and it's been in the freezer ever since. And I just wanted to tell you that it's a half butter, half lard pie crust.
Looks fantastic.
And it should be very tasty. And it also splits that line between sort of savory and sweet pastry.
When you cut it, don't forget to hold the side with
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to do. I want to show you guys what it looks like, and then I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to taste it, and then we'll be done. Another beautiful day. No, I was going to grab the parchment paper, but I won't. Okay, I won't.
Do you want to bring it over?
Move these guys out. Yeah, you want to bring the camera over again? Whoa, extreme close-up. Can you scoot it even closer? No, probably not.
Probably not.
But you get the idea. It looks good. Okay. So I'm gonna lift this off because I don't want to scratch up my nonstick.
No, good call.
It's ceramic, so it's not toxic, but I want to preserve it as long as I can emotionally, you know. Oh, and I'm going to turn this oven off, which is great because it is getting hot. I'm sweating over here. All right. And where is the movie? Here we are. What is this? The USS Enterprise?
Sure is.
Pizza cutter. All right, let's just try. Crunch. Yes, good sound. We love that.
How's the bottom feel?
I don't know. I haven't touched it.
Oh, I mean, sorry. Like with as you're slicing through, does it feel?
I don't know. Hard to say. I'm gonna do like 2 slices so that I can get under it. Yeah. It's definitely still like kind of gooey, but I think that's good. All right. Excellent pizza cutter, by the way.
You think forks?
I'm gonna get little plates maybe, and then try. Oh, there's only 1 plate here, but that's okay. They're all in the dishwasher. Everything's in the dishwasher today,
But not clean.
but clean. Let's see here. Let's check out how
Oh, yeah.
our bottom did.
That's good.
Yeah, it's actually crunchy. Okay, great. Honestly, thought it was gonna be soggy, but it looks right.
I think your cheese plan worked perfectly.
All right. Do you want to take this guy? I think it's pretty hot. And
Should
pretty
I just come
crumbly.
over with a fork or a
Yeah,
spoon?
come over with a fork. That's actually the right way.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Mmm. More program.
Mm.
It's really hot, but it's delicious.
Mm.
I mean, how could it not be? But also, Mm-hmm. The bottom's really crispy.
Mm.
What do you think?
Mm.
Oh, happy? That was a happy. Okay, good. Yeah,
It's true that everything you were saying about the salty sweet, and grapes are a good choice because sometimes when you're doing other berries, it can be very tart. As much as I love all fruit pie, it can be tart and like there's a kickback, but there's no kickback here. The grapes are sort of like a subtle sweet.
Mhm.
Mm. Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
That's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I would say that's a success. I'm gonna put. I think for mine, I'm gonna put more olive oil and salt on it. But for Dan, he'll probably put more honey. But I think it's like delicious and definitely something that you can just customize a little bit to your personal taste. I don't know. Highly recommend. That was easy and that was great. And cheers to your continued good health. Thanks so much for being here, everybody.
Thanks so much. Happy Labor Day.
Yeah, have a great Labor Day, and I will talk to you later this month.
Bye.
Bye.
Mhm.